Um, um, you Nick once again. Gonna finish off the first Samuel chapter reading. We're gonna be doing chapters 28 to 31, the last 4 chapters of First Samuel. We'll praise to how I should someone in some way, and let's continue. Let's continue. It came to pass in those days that the Philistines gathered their armies together for warfare to fight with Israel. And Achish said unto David, know thou assuredly, Slacker, that thou shalt go out with me to battle, thou and thy men. And David said to Achish, surely thou shalt know what thy servant can do. And Achish said to David, therefore I will make thee keeper of mine head forever. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him and buried him at Ramah. Even in his own city, Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. So people were doing sorcery. And the Philistines gathered themselves. Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and wizards out of the land, to slay them. As scripture says, if you find anyone with familiar spirits doing any sort of spiritual stuff that is not from Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, then you're meant to slay them. But I guess Saul's not listening again, and he put them out of the land. Anyway, let's continue. And the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Benam, and Saul gathered all Israel together. They pitched in Gilboa, and when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled. And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, neither by Urim, neither nor by prophets. Then Saul said unto his servant, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit. Okay, so once again, Saul is now breaking another commandment. Scripture says, seek not someone. And he is doing that, and you're also meant to slay them, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna get the precept. I'm gonna read it aloud. I'm not gonna put it on screen, but I'm gonna read it aloud just to hope y'all understand. But let's finish this verse first in 1 Samuel chapter 28 verse 7. And Saul said unto his servant, seek me a woman that hath familiar spirits, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. Right? Now, show you what meant to do. Leviticus 19 and 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. So once again, Saul is going against the commandments. Alright, now we're going to go back to verse 3, and it says, Saul put them away out of the land. But what is Saul meant to do? Let's see in Leviticus chapter 20 and 27. A man also, a woman that have a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them. Oh. Yeah, Saul was messing up big time. And you can also add Wisdom of Solomon chapters 12 and 4. Whom thou hatest for doing most audacious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices. So the Lord does not like people who do this stuff. Alright. Saul's messing up. Once again. Oh, let's continue. Where was I? Let's go to verse 8 of chapter 20 of 1 Samuel. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment. And he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me up him whom I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, Behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits, and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then thou layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? And Saul sware to her by the Lord, saying, As the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. So once again, Saul's now messing again. Man, Saul is not listening to the father whatsoever, bro. He's saying there shall be no punishment that happens to her. He's meant to slay her on the spot. But hey, let's continue. Then said this, because she already knew, like, this is a setup. That's why she said a snare for my life. But hey, let's continue. Verse 11. Then said the woman, Whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, Bring me up Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spoke to Saul, saying, Why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, What form is he of? And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me, and answereth me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. So let's just stop here real quick. Saul can answer you through his people by dreams as well. So the Father communicates through dreams and his people. Alright, let's read this last bit of the verse again. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make us known unto me what shall I do. Then Samuel said, Wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing that the Lord is departing from thee, and is become thine enemy? And the Lord have done to him as he spake by me, for the Lord have rent the kingdom out of thine hand, and given it to thy neighbour, even to David. Because thou obeyed not the voice of the Lord, nor executed his fierce wrath upon Amalek, therefore have the Lord done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of Philistines, and tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with thee. The Lord shall also deliver the host of Israel into the hand of Philistines. Then Saul fell straight away all along on the earth, and was so afraid because of the Samuel. And there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all day nor all night. And the woman came unto Saul, and saw that he was sore troubled, and said unto him, Behold, thine handmaid hath obeyed thy voice. I have put my life in my hand, and have hearkened unto the words which thou hast spoken unto me. Now therefore I pray thee, hearken thou also unto the voice of thy handmaid, and let me set a morsel of bread before thee, and eat, that thou mayest have strength when thou goest on thy way. But he refused, and said, I will not eat. But his servants together with the woman compelled him, and he hearkened unto their voice. So he arose from the earth and sat upon the bed. And the woman had a fat calf in the house, and she hasted and killed it, and took flour, and kneaded it, and did bake unleavened bread thereof. She brought it before Saul and before his servants, and they did eat. Then they rose up and went away that night. Chapter 29. Now the Philistines gathered together all the armies of Aphek, and the Israelites pitched by a fountain in Jezreel. And the lords of the Philistines passed on by hundreds and by thousands, but David and his men passed on the railroad which with Achish. Then said the princes of the Philistines, "What do these Hebrews here?" And Achish said unto the prince of the Philistines, "Is not this David the servant of Saul, the king of Israel, which have been with me these days or these years, and I have found no fault in him since he fell unto me this day?" And the prince of the Philistines were wroth with him, and the princes of the Philistines said unto him, "Make this fellow return, that he may go again to his place which thou hast appointed him. Let him not go down with us to battle, lest in the battle he may be an adversary to us. For wherewith should he reconcile himself unto his master? Should it not be his heads of these men? Is not this David, of whom they sang one to another in dances, saying, Saul slew thousands, and David his 10,000s? Then Achish David, "Truly as the Lord liveth, thou hast been upright, and thy going out and thy coming in with me. The host is good in my sight, for I have not found evil in thee since the day of thy coming unto me. Nevertheless, the Lord's favour thee not. Wherefore now return and go in peace, that thou displease not the lords of the Philistines." David said unto Achish, "But what have I done? What hast thou found in thy servant, so long as I have been with thee unto this day, that I may not go fight against the enemy of Lord the king?" Achish answered and said to David, "I know thou art good in thy sight as an angel of God. Notwithstanding, the princes of the Philistines have said, He shall not go up with us to battle. Therefore now rise up early in the morning with my masters that are come with thee, as soon as ye be up early in the morning, light depart." Morning starts during dawn, of course, as light. So David and his men rose up early to depart in the morning to return unto the land of the Philistines. The Philistines went up to Israel. Chapter 30. It came to pass when David and his men come to Ziklag on the third day, that the Amalekites had invaded the south, and Ziklag, hitting Ziklag, burned it with fire. And had taken the women captives that were therein. They slew not any, either great or small, but carried them away and went on their way. David and his men came to this. Behold, it was burned with fire, and their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captives. David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept, till they had no power to weep. David's two wives were taken captives, Ahinoam, the Israelites, and Abigail, the wife of Nabal the Carmelite. David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his daughters. But David encouraged himself the Lord his God. David said to Abiathar the priest, Amalek's son, "I pray thee, bring hither the ephod." And Abiathar brought hither the ephod David. So he brought him the ephod. David inquired at the Lord, saying, "Shall I pursue after the troop? Shall I overtake them?" He answered to him, "Pursue, for thou shalt surely overtake them, without fail recover all." So David went, he and his 600 men with him, came to the brook Besor, where those that were left behind hid. David pursued, and he 400 men, for 200 abode behind were so faint that they could not go over the brook before. Then they found an Egyptian in the field and brought him to David, gave him bread and eat, and they made him drink water, gave him a piece of cake of figs and 2 clusters of raisins. When he had eaten, his spirit came again to him. He had eaten bread nor drunk any water 3 days and 3 nights. David said unto him, whom thou belongest, whence art thou? And he said, I am a young man of Egypt, servant to Amalekite. Master left me because 3 days gone I fell sick. Made an invasion upon the south of the Israelites and upon the coast which belongeth to Judah and upon the south of Caleb. And when burned Ziklag with fire, and we burned Ziklag with fire. David said to him, canst thou bring me down to this company? He said, swear unto me by God that thou wilt neither kill me nor deliver me into the hands of my master, and I will bring thee down to this company. When he had brought him down, behold, there was spread about on all the earth, eating and drinking, dancing because of all the great spoil they had taken out of the land of the Philistines. Judah. And David smote them from the twilight even unto the evening of the next day, and there escaped not a man of them, save 400 young men which rode upon camels and fled. David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away, and David rescued his 2 wives. There was nothing lacking to them, neither small nor great, neither sons nor daughters, neither spoil, nor anything that they had taken to them. David recovered all. David took all the flocks, the herds, they drave before those other cattle and said, this is David's. David took all the flocks and the herds which they drave before those other cattle, and David's swore. Verse 21. David came to 200 men, which were so faint that they could not follow David, whom they made also to abide at the brook Besor, and they went forth to meet David and to the people that were with him. David came near to the people, he saluted them, and answered all the wicked men and men of Belial, those that went with David, and said, because they were not with us, we will not give them all of the spoil that we recovered, save to every man his wife and his children, that they may lead them away and depart. Then David said, ye shall not do so, my brethren, with that which the Lord hath given us. Who have preserved us and delivered the company that came against us, and or who will hearken better? But as his part is that goeth down to the battle, so shall his part be that tarrieth by the staff. They shall partake alike. It was so from that day forward that he made it a statute, ordinance for Israel unto this day. David came to Ziklag. He sent off the spoil unto the elders of Judah, even to his friends, saying, behold, a present for you of the spoil of the enemy of the Lord. Them which were in Bethel, and to them which were in the south of Ramoth, to them that were in Jatir, and to them which were in Aurora, to them which were in Sifmoth, to them which were in Estimor, and to them which were in Rakal, them that were in the city of Jerahmeelites, which in the names, and to them which were in the cities of the Kenah, to them which were in Hormah, and to them that were in Ashan, to them that were in Ataksha, to them that were in Hebron, all the places where David himself, his men, were wont to haunt. And to them that were in Hebron, all the places where David himself, his men, were wont to haunt. Okay, last chapter. chapter 31 of 1 Samuel. Philistines fought against Israel, and men of Israel fled from the Philistines, fell down slain in Mount Gilboa. The Philistines followed hard upon Saul and upon his sons. The Philistines slew Jonathan and Abinadab and Malchishua sons. Battle went Saul against Saul, and the archers hit him, and he was sore wounded of the archers. Then said Saul unto his armor bearer, Draw thy sword and thrust me through therewith, lest these uncircumcised come and thrust me through, and abuse me. But his armor bearer would not, for he was so afraid. Therefore Saul took a sword and fell upon it. When his armor bearer saw that Saul was dead, he fell likewise upon his sword and died with him. So Saul died, and armor bearer, all his men that same day together. The men of Israel that were on the other side of the valley, and they that were on the other side of Jordan, saw that the men of Israel fled, that Saul and his sons were dead. They forsook the cities and fled, and the Philistines came to go in them. It came to pass on the morrow, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Saul and his 3 sons fallen in Gilboa. They cut off his head, stripped off his armor, and sent him into the land of the Philistines, who were about to publish it in the house of their idols among their people. They put his armor in the house of Ashtaroth, and they fastened his body to the wall of Bethshan. And when the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead heard of that which the Philistines had done to Saul, all the valiant men arose and went all night and took the body of Saul and the bodies of his wall of Bethshan, and came to Jabesh and burnt them there. And they took their bones and buried them under a tree at Jabesh, and fasted 7 days. Okay, so as the Lord said, when we went to contact the witch, as you like to call it, or someone who deals with spirits, was communing with Saul, and no, when he was communing with Samuel, and Samuel told him that the armies will die, it came to pass. So, and that was 2 chapters prior. Saul did a lot of wrong things, man. So the Lord wasn't communicating with him because he wasn't keeping his commandments. He didn't slay the people he was meant to slay. He didn't kill the people he was meant to kill. Same thing, he didn't slay the oxen and sheep he was meant to slay. To go speak to a medium or a witch or warlock, or whatever you like to call it. Also, someone who deals with spirits, he did that, and that's a commandment because that we're not supposed to do. He meant to actually slay them. So not only did he not slay them, he let them alive city, but then went back to go find one again. He communed with her and did the thing too. Can't lie, I still had it coming to him. Okay. Alright, man. Still had it coming to him. Yeah. If anybody watches this, stay away from any form of sorcery, idolism, or any weird stuff. Yeah, man. Al halal Yahweh Hashem. Fuck. Do the nick. Edifying. Some way. Willing. Abba willing and his son. This is part